Is that my lark twittering there?
Yes, it is.
Is it the squirrel skipping about?
Yes.
Hasn't the little sweet tooth been breaking the rules today?
No, how can you think of such a thing?
Didn't she just look in at the confectioner's?
No, Torvald, really.
Not to sip a little jelly?
No, certainly not.
Hasn't she even nibbled a macaroon or two?
No, Torvald, indeed.
Well, of course I'm only joking.
I shouldn't think of doing what you disapprove of.
No, I'm sure of that, and besides, you've given me your word.
A lady to see you, ma'am. Show her in. Christina, what? Is it really you?
Yes, really.
And to think I didn't know you, but how could I? How changed you are.
Yes, no doubt, in 9 of 10 years.
Is it really so long since we met? Yes, so it is. Oh, the last 8 years have been a happy time, I can tell you. And now you have come to town. All that long journey, midwinter, how brave of you. Oh, poor Christina, I forgot you are a widow.
Yes, my husband died 3 years ago.
I know, I saw in the papers. Oh, believe me, Christina, I did mean to write to you, but I kept putting it off and something always came in the way.
You spent a whole year in Italy, didn't you?
Yes, Torvald fell dangerously ill and the doctors insisted.
And your husband returned completely cured?
Sound as a bell.
I don't doubt it.
But now, let me tell you, I have something to be proud of. I saved Torvald's life. Father didn't give us a penny. I found the money.
Why, a wife can't borrow without her husband's consent.
Oh, when the wife knows a little business and how to set things about.
Listen to me, Nora, dear. Haven't you been a little rash?
Is it rash to save one's husband's life?
And you have never confessed to your husband?
Good heavens! What can you be thinking of? How painful and humiliating it would be for Torvald.
Will you never tell him?
Yes, sometimes perhaps, after many years when I'm not so pretty.
So the money must have come out of your own pocket money.
Well, and besides that, I made money in other ways. It was splendid to work and earn money. I almost felt as if I were a man. Please, ma'am, there's a gentleman here to see Mr. Helmer. Who is this gentleman?
It is I, Mrs. Helmer.
What is it? What do you want with my husband?
Ho 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 ho. I used to know that man.
Oh. Well, Torvald, dear, have you gotten rid of him?
Yes, he's just left.
May I introduce you? This is Christina. We knew each other as girls. She has taken this long journey on purpose to speak to you.
To speak to me?
You see, Christina is tremendously clever at accounts, and she is anxious to work under a first-rate businessman.
It's not possible. I presume you're a widow? Yes. And have you already had some experience in office work? A good deal. Well then, it is very likely that I can find a place for you. You have come at a lucky moment. Oh, how can I thank you? Oh, there's no occasion, but for the present you must excuse me. I beg your pardon, Mrs. Helmer.
Ah, excuse me, my husband is not home.
I know it.
Then what do you want here?
To say a few words to you, Mrs. Helmer. Would you have the kindness to employ your influence on my behalf? Will you be so good as to see that I retain my position at the bank?
I assure you, I've not the power to help you.
You have not the will, but I can compel you.
You won't tell my husband that I owe you money.
No, I would instead expose you for forging your father's name.
That's impossible.
If I'm flung into the gutter a second time, you shall keep me company. Curious, I saw Krogstad come out of the house.
Did you? Oh yes, by the by, he was here for a minute.
Nora, I can see by your manner that he has been asking you to put in a good word for him.
Yes.
And you were to do it as if of your own accord? You were to say nothing to me of his having been here. Didn't he suggest that too?
Yes.
Did you say nobody had been here? My little bird must never do that again. A songbird must never sing false notes.
For my sake, you must let Krogstad keep his place at the bank.
And it's just by pleading your cause that you make it impossible for me to keep him. So long as a willful woman can have her way, I am to make myself the laughingstock of everyone. I am sending his dismissal now.
Torvald, you mustn't.
My dear Nora, I forgive your anxiety, though it's anything but flattering to me. But I forgive you all the same, for it's proof that you love me. I shall share this burden with you. You know I got my dismissal.
I could not prevent it, Mr. Krogstad. I fought for you to the last, but it was no good.
I have a letter in my pocket for your husband.
Telling him everything?
Sparing you as much as possible.
He must never have that letter. Tear it up. I will get the money somehow.
It is too late. I must check my mail.
No, don't do that, Torvald.
Why not?
I beg you not to.
Let me just see. Aha! But I will read this later. My darling wife, I feel as if I could never hold you close enough. Good night, my sweet bird. Now I shall read my letters. Nora!
Ah!
What is this? Do you know what is in this letter?
Yes, I know. Let me go. You shall not take my guilt upon yourself.
Oh, what an awful awakening. You have destroyed my whole happiness. You have ruined my future.
Here is a letter for you, ma'am.
Give it to me.
Read it.
Yes, I am saved. Nora, I am saved.
And I?
You too, of course. He writes that he regrets and apologizes. Oh, Nora, you must have been in agony for the past 3 days. I forgive you. I know that what you did for it was out of love for me.
That is true. Oh, Torvald, I'm so happy that we have reconciled. I hope that we can now live happily ever after. Oh.
No! Cut! This is not what I intended. Nora is supposed to have developed as a character and be mature enough to make a decision for herself. She must take her life into her own hands. Now please continue the play that I intended. Thank you.
Okay. Sit down, Torvald. You and I have much to say to each other.
You alarm me. I don't understand.
That's just it. You don't understand me. We have been married 8 years. Does it not strike you that this is the first time we have talked together seriously?
Why, my dear, what have you to do with serious things?
There we have it. You have never loved me. You only thought it amusing to be in love with me.
Why, Nora, what a thing to say. How ungrateful you are.
I've never been happy with you. Only marry.
I can educate you.
Oh, Torvald, you can't teach me to be a fit wife. I must stand alone. I cannot stand with you.
You are mad. I can't allow it. I forbid it.
It's no use you forbidding me anything now. Tomorrow I shall be gone.
And what of your duties as a wife and mother? Before all else, you are a wife and mother.
That I no longer believe. I think that before all else, I am a human being. Or at least I will try to become one.
You talk like a child. You don't understand the society in which you live.
No, I don't, but I shall try to. I never felt so much clearness and certainty as I tonight.
Oh, you think and talk like a silly child.
Very likely, but you can neither think or talk like the man I can share my life with. Goodbye, Torvald.
Nora! She's gone! Oh!